a man that's been emasculated, and we live in a world now where a woman can go on the internet and blatantly embarrass a high-profile movie star at a red table and say some. We got into an entanglement. Are you serious? But this is.
To be clear, I'm not a fan of them going public about that. I'm not a fan of that. I really felt like that should have been kept private. Because of people like this guy, they would drag your ass with your story because they do it better than women sometimes. The shaming, the insulting, all that kind of stuff. But besides that, it really doesn't matter. It's their truth. They own it with their chest. They don't give a shit. And these are sizable books. They are minimum 200 pages. You can download them absolutely for free. By simply going to, for example, this one, you just go to getmymarriageback.com, smartrealestatewholesaling.com, realestatemoneysecrets.com. So yes, I am a 3-time author, and those books are out there for your consumption, and they are also available everywhere on Amazon, anywhere that you pick up books. So in case you prefer a physical book like that. Oh yeah, Fresh and Fit. So yeah, this is probably gonna take a little bit of time. But this is gonna be like they call it a fire round. I think that's what they called it. Let's listen in, right? And these guys are undefeated. I really appreciate them because they help us with new ideas of content to start talking about. Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
This is gonna be rapid fire. Don't give a 20-minute sermon. I'm gonna throw out some relationships. I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind. Anyone can say it. Respect the other person.
They call it rapid fire. Rapid fire.
Throw out some relationships. First thing that comes to mind, first sentence, and we'll just go down the list here, and then we'll do a wrap up in about 15 minutes. All right, first number one. J-Lo. Is J-Lo toxic?
Is she like from what? Like just?
I don't know. Just relationship to relationship. What?
So first word.
Thoughts on J-Lo? Yes.
Old. Recreational use only.
That nigga said old. Recreational use only.
Recreational. Ladies, J-Lo.
Come bucket.
The answer should have been, I don't know. I don't know. You don't know her. The only thing you know about her is that she's a celebrity, and yeah, she will exchange your ass if you're not doing the right thing per her observations, per her perceptions, right? She will change you up, like she will switch you to somebody else. And she will even switch back to old people, right? So that's what they should say. But of course, they have opinion about everything. These kind of guys have opinion about everything. They don't know when to. They think saying I don't know is a place of weakness, right? I don't know actually is a place of strength.
Cum bucket. No.
He said cum bucket.
J-Lo.
That was a joke.
She wants what she wants.
She wants what she wants.
It's a joke.
Okay.
And she has the clout to get it now.
Will Smith and Jada Smith.
Damn. Will Smith simp. Jada treacherous.
I would say
simp. Will Smith.
I would say
yeah.
Of course, the whole manosphere thing, Will Smith is a simp. Will Smith is nowhere close to a simp. Yes, I said it. Yes, I said it. All right? Yes, in fact, most people that think Will Smith is a simp are the real simps. Newsflash. All right? Newsflash. The only thing that you can say is that, oh, you found out about their private life. Okay? Most long-term relationships will have some kind of experience. It doesn't have to be infidelity. We have some type of things that has happened that they don't put. Sometimes it's death, a bunch of death in the family, right? Things that people go through that you would probably say that could never be me, right? But that's what makes them who they are, right? But of course, weak men will call Will Smith a simp. It's to be expected. And yes, I said it. Welcome to Men of Prestige.
I'm gonna get up out my seat right now.
regretfully disappointed.
Disappointed.
Will Smith is what so many.
See, that's more accurate. Disappointed because you really, that's your hero. Like, that's actually more accurate. And I tend to hear more accurate perspective from Fresh.
Men deal with in today's day and age. A man that's been emasculated, and we live in a world now where a woman can go on the internet and blatantly embarrass a high-profile movie star at a red table and say some fuck shit like we got into an entanglement. Are you serious? But this is.
To be clear, I'm not a fan of them going public about that. I'm not a fan of that. I really felt like that should have been kept private. because of people like this guy. They would drag your ass with your story because they do it better than women sometimes. The shaming, the insulting, all that kind of stuff. But besides that, it really doesn't matter. It's their truth. They own it with their chest. They don't give a shit, obviously, right?
What should Will Smith have done?
He should have dropped her a million years ago, man.
A million years ago.
Yeah, too late now though.
Like, yeah, it's just,
Ladies, different opinions on Will and Jada? Anything come to mind?
I liked the idea of them both being open and
Okay.
like that being public.
Got it.
The idea of like
Of course, women think that's cute. I don't think so. As a man, you gotta know, you can't talk too much. You gotta keep some things. But I will bet that Will Smith was doing that for his girl. He just wanted to do it for her. The woman wanted to do it. Like, okay, let's do it. Oh, he's a simp for doing that? No, you don't know what he gets out of that relationship. You have no idea the value he's getting out of that relationship. You only see what you see in public. So again, typical simp mode, you judge him, right?
like both of them having the ability to sleep with other people and it not being taboo. I think they fucked it up, but I liked the idea of it.
Yeah, Jenny?
I think they understand each other and they've been each other's rock with whatever life throws at them.
Okay.
There you go.
a woman sleeping around that's married is unacceptable.
But why
Completely
can't a man do it in
Hey, he said something that's right. See, that's the problem. We're not arguing what is right and wrong. Of course, lame people always get stuck on right and wrong, right? They get stuck right there. Like, everyone agrees that it's not acceptable for a woman to sleep around. That wasn't the point, bro. That wasn't the point. You missed it completely, as usual.
not a woman?
But they're in an open relationship.
Men
and
and
if they're in
women.
an agreement,
No, they
they're in
clearly
an
weren't. You
agreement.
saw his face? They were not in agreement.
All right,
They
let's
were not in
get this.
agreement.
No, they were not in. I don't think they're in open relationship, by the way. I haven't seen. I mean, if you see anything, ladies and gentlemen, you see anything that confirms they're in an open relationship, send them my way. People have been interpreting that, but I haven't seen it yet, okay? But even if they are, right? But like you said, did you see his face? Right?
Rapid fire, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't have something to say, keep it to yourself. All right, here's another crazy relationship. Kim and Kanye and now fucking Skinny Pete. What comes to mind?
That's what happens
Skinny P is a loser.
when you marry a thought. I mean, you can't. I mean, yeah. She
Woulda, shoulda, coulda. He married a thought. He married that girl. They have like 4 kids, like about 4 kids. Yeah, that's. You can't really reference that as a thought. Maybe she used to be a thought, whatever it is, what it is. But that has nothing to do with nothing. This happens to the cleanest of cleanest women that gets married. They divorce the man because he can't handle himself. We're talking about Kanye West right now. Okay, so that has nothing to do with nothing. Again, speaking in absolutes is a sign of a lame, square people that lack game.
got
He's
famous
got
from
5 kids with her.
yeah. She got famous from fucking and sucking on camera, and this is why you can't wife up those types of women, man.
I would say he
Can't do
made
it.
it dope for black people, black guys. And
Oh, by the way, I'm not encouraging that you should get with somebody that has certain type of history. Just understand that you're taking a certain level of risk. If somebody shows you who they are and you decide to marry them, yes, you are taking a certain level of risk. But based on what I can see right now, this happened to typical marriages where people were actually virgins when they get married.
in the dating industry. And then he met,
As a black guy, you
I rock with it, but then now you messing it up, bro.
Yeah. Thoughts on Kim, ladies? Pete? There's music on in the background. I don't know what that is. All right, no strong feelings on their relationship at all?
Pete,
No
it's a
for no.
celebrity couple.
Pete,
Okay, so nothing
Davidson.
that comes
Kanye
to
West
mind.
is a perfect example of why you need to vet your girl and make sure that she's of a certain caliber before you marry her.
Bullshit. Yeah, I know. There's studies out there that shows that if they were 40 streets, there's a good chance. Yeah, you're right. But the problem is that that's not sustainable. Most of you will still fall in love with love. Most of you are basically simps. If a woman shows you a little attention, you fall in love anyway. So the problem is not vetting for the most part. The problem is how do you respond to crisis in any relationship. Of course, vetting is a thing. Of course, you should not see fire and jump into it, right? Of course, that's the right and wrong. That's bare minimum. But beyond that, are you able to respond properly to crisis when it happens inevitably in any relationship?
Especially as a higher earning man that's successful and famous.
Okay.
Shout out to Ray J.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Dumbass.
Real G.
Boss.
He's a boss. George Clooney.
I'm not too familiar with his escapades with women, though.
He was Leonardo DiCaprio before Leonardo DiCaprio, and now he's married and 60 something.
I mean, the classic example of everything that they say.
OG.
Those two men are
But he's
like
married.
the poster child for their
Yeah, but those are high value, the highest value men out there. Some
Agreed.
of the
So
greatest
they can
actors.
have whoever they want and do
Okay.
whatever they
I would
want.
say they have.
They'll find a way to add caveat to that and say, hey, he's not a high valued man, so he really shouldn't marry. There are people out there that will give excuses to why he's married, but oh well.
Options, and
Yeah.
they use it wisely.
Okay.
25 and under.
Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott.
I'm not too familiar in the relationships.
No.
The only reason why he said that because he's not sure if they will end up on his podcast one day, right? So suddenly it's not too familiar, but the other ones it was very familiar, right? You don't know any of those guys. The only thing we know about them is public, right? Right. So Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott. So suddenly you don't know them. Yeah, that's convenient. Pretty convenient.
Can't say.
I would
Okay.
say teen love. I call it teen love.
Aw.
Travis Scott ain't a teenager anymore, dog.
I know, but just how they operate.
young-
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Teen
social
Jeff
love.
media.
Bezos and his, he divorced Mackenzie Bezos. She's one of the top 20 richest people in the world. Not even women, like the richest woman in the world.
Yeah.
And now he's got a new lady, Lauren Sanchez. Thoughts on Bezos?
The power of money.
Yeah,
Power of money.
100%.
Jeff Bezos, I would say, money personified, but at the same time, it's hard to put into words.
Unaware of female nature and made a mistake.
Yeah, yeah.
These niggas don't know shit.
That's the more money you make, man, the more you need to like be aware of how women operate.
Oh, see, he's explaining it, right? No, the point is that Jeff Bezos, in spite of being the richest man on planet Earth, since the initiation of mankind, is not even able to keep a woman. So all that bullshit about just keep your eyes on the bag and suddenly you will know how to handle women, I think that right there should prove to you that it doesn't work. All right, that's all you can say about that. There is more to it than just money.
Right.
That's all.
He's unaware. He's unaware.
Very unaware.
Yeah.
Oh, he's on that way. He's blue.
Barack and Michelle Obama.
Goals.
Powerful.
Powerful couple. Gentlemen?
I don't know enough to.
You don't know Barack Obama?
No, no, I know he is, but I don't know about the relationship to be
I
able
mean,
to
you
speak.
know a little bit.
They're
Ride or
together. I
die.
mean,
I would say iconic.
And of course, lame people don't. They'll look at that and they'll say, "Hey, we don't know enough. You don't know enough, really. You think you can't read enough? You can read people to see enough." I'm not saying they're perfect, but come on, that's cap. That's cap right there.
But at the same time, I don't know the behind the scenes, so I can't really
yeah,
say.
I don't know.
Goals. You could be president of the United States. Myron, president of the United States and Sudan. Let's just throw that in there. But you got to be married to one woman. Is that something you'd consider?
No, I will not.
Bro, come on.
I will not do
What
it.
are you talking
I
about?
will not do it. I don't. I've protected like I've done.
See, if you look at his body language when he does this, yeah, it's so obvious, man. It's like the little brother that I never had. I know his type. Yeah, he's stubborn. He would never back down. Forget it, ever.
Security details for people when I was on the
Yeah.
job, and that shit is not fun, man. Like,
All right, I'm
being
just
a
saying to
political
be the
person.
number one.
Oh, that's cap too. How much security detail were you? Yeah, how much exactly are we talking about?
Guy in the world, and
Yeah, you did work for the Homeland Security. That's all we know.
but
Nah, I'd rather be.
polygamy
Chilling and being
is that
poly-
important?
I mean, because here's the thing: there's too much risk. How many times do you see senators and political guys like in a hotel room with some chick, and then
True.
they bust him and he looks all crazy? So it's
Speaking of
like-
too much risk, thoughts
That's
on
real. That's fact,
Donald
actually.
Trump and Melania Trump.
A joke.
Yeah, completely.
A what?
A joke.
A joke.
A joke.
Hate him, hey, shout out to Trump, man. Real G.
It looks good to someone like that looks good to someone like Myron on the outside, of course. That looks good, but that's power right there. That's all power, and that's real. Women will stay if the status makes them feel protected, make them feel safe. Fuck all the right and the wrong, like I always say. So I will agree with him a little bit there.
Power to you.
Yeah, but he's married, and he's the president of the United States. He's married to one woman now.
Well, hey,
Well,
man,
okay.
he was he was doing his thing before, so.
Yeah.
so as
and
long as you
probably
did your
still
thing
is.
before and
Or
settled down.
who knows? He might still be doing his
Yeah,
thing.
I'm sure
See,
he's still
see,
doing
He's getting a
his
little
thing.
old
Thing
and
is,
sloppy,
having
bro.
the power to make that choice.
Hold and sloppy doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And it's one of the things I keep telling these lame good guys. Like, listen, your goodness is not. Listen, you were good and it wasn't working, and now you're red pilled and you feel like you should be an asshole. No, that's not the solution. The solution is that it's much more than you're good. your niceness. Okay, there's game involved, there's social skills involved. If you come off as lame, she will have a problem. Okay, she will not have interest. Okay, and of course that varies from people to people to people. There's so many nuances, and that's still, just be aware of that and stop making absolute arguments about these things, you know.
Okay.
Versus you have to make that choice. It's
Bam.
two different things.
Yeah.
Got it. Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Gangster.
They like that. They like the
Married man.
gangster
I think of one word,
optics.
but
Hey, that nigga cheated.
I think Solange tried to
Oh, because he cheated, they feel some kind of okay.
roll up on him in an elevator.
Shoryuken.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
If you same question, President of the United States, but you had to be married to one woman, would you do it?
No, it won't.
If I'm a bit
Yeah.
older and
Fresh is
I've
a little
kinda, like,
blue pilled,
conquered
according
what
to
I want
them.
to conquer. Okay.
Walter,
Yeah.
how you doing? Cardi B and Offset.
But once again, two different strategies to the same.
I hear you. Cardi B and Offset.
Wifing
Clout.
a stripper is never a good idea, but
Don't wipe up a stripper.
it's. I mean, is it possible to turn?
I personally wouldn't wife off a stripper. No offense to the stripper. It's just too much of a risk. Yeah, that's like right there in my face, and I'm just gonna jump into the fire. That doesn't mean there are no people that have married strippers successfully. We have the Ice-T and Coco out there. I'm not sure, was she a stripper? But, you know, that's exceptions to the rule. I probably wouldn't want to take such risk too, you know.
A hoe into a housewife, potentially, but you know, if you got a 95% chance of failure, should you do it? Probably not.
I would say clout move.
Potentially,
Clout move.
potentially, yeah.
Megan Fox and
I
Machine
don't
Gun
think
Kelly.
so. I don't think so. I think, what's his name again? Offset? I think Offset fell in love. That's it. He fell in love. He fell in love. That's it. Like most of this man would do. Even Myron has fell in love before, raw dogging a girl that put him on blast. And I bet he still does it. That's why I said, hey, this idea that I'm just going to be perfect, don't put yourself on a pedestal like that. You will fall off. There are other skill sets that you need to learn outside of making this whole thing an exact science, okay?
Cute.
Familiar with what's going on?
Yeah.
Cute?
I don't know.
I
What's
only,
go- is
I
there
only
something
see them
going
in
on?
award
Transformers.
shows.
Yeah, is there something
I
going
only see
on?
them in award shows.
Oh, Machine Gun.
I don't know the relationship.
He okay, I guess here's the question. Single guy, this is a couple of these. Single guy marrying a woman with multiple kids.
Oh, stupid.
Guy, woman, multiple kids.
Yeah.
But if he
She-
loves
she has
her,
many kids?
She's got a couple kids, yeah.
Oh, hell nah, bro.
With Brian Austin Green.
Hell nah, bro.
Yeah.
That's a dub.
Single mothers are.
It happens all the time. And these same guys will fall in love with a single mother all over again. Ladies, I'm telling you right now, don't even buy into it. Right? They will fall in love with you if you're a single mother. Okay? You just gotta know how to play your cards right. You gotta learn the seduction skills as a woman too. You gotta learn how to use your femininity to seduce this kind of guys. It still work on them. They are not any better than any one of us. They're just humans like they. Even worse, when they read those books and they try to make everything exact science, they're actually worse. Because basically they put themselves in this echo chamber and they don't realize that they can attract a fine girl who has like 3 kids or 2 kids, and when it happens, they don't want to let go. So don't buy into this shit. And gentlemen, if you're the one who believes in this, right, you're gonna set yourself up for failure. Okay, that's what's gonna happen, because you won't know how to reject it when you do fall in love with that single mother. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I guarantee you. Now, is there an actual burden that you're gonna carry if you be with a single mother? Yes, that's a fact of life. Okay, but at that point you will find ways to justify it. See, majority of as human beings, we buy things emotionally and then we justify it with logic later. 85% of the time. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. So the idea that you're calling it stupid, like you're calling people that do this stupid, no, they're not stupid. They're better than you. They're at least able to say, I fell in love with a single mother, you know. Shout out to my brother Osmosis. He was here earlier.
The recreational use only. You don't marry those women. That's a bad move for you as a man.
Why? Because of the baggage, because of the kids, because of the just
There's far too much risk. I mean, well, we already know that marriage is terrible for men in general. You get marrying a single mother, now you're bringing kids into the equation that you're gonna have to provide and protect for that aren't.
It's not that much risk here. It's all a risk. relationships and marriage 100% of the time is a move of faith. It's all risky. It's either you're willing to take that risk and don't miss out on life, or you miss out on life, go live in a cave somewhere and avoid it altogether. It's all risky. Again, this is you putting yourself on a pedestal. You're looking for perfect answer for every questions in life. These are lame moves. You'll miss out effectively on life, okay? Of course, you can live a playboy life like fresh and fit, but I'm talking about the average follower. They're not going to be able to live that playboy life. It's not going to work. It just won't work. It's a failing strategy, okay?
Your own seed, and if that woman breaks up with you, now you're gonna get hit with a double whammy of you lose her and the kids that you built an attachment
Is
with.
that the biggest L you can take?
It's gonna
What's
be
the worst L you can take?
marrying a single mom is very bad. It's not in your
No,
best as a
that's
man.
not
It
the
is not
worst.
in your best interest to marry a single mother. I know, but oh my god, that's so fucked up. The reality is when you look
No, it's not fucked up. It's your mindset that's fucked up. People that do that, it's tons of people that do successfully. All over. Just imagine how many single mothers are out there, and imagine how many marriages are still happening, right? So people are doing it every day, and people are doing it successfully. Okay. So again, it's a fallacy. Now we can say it's factual that, you know, if you read things from a linear standpoint, you can say that is it burden? Is it necessarily burden when it's all emotional? No, it's not necessarily burden. It's not necessarily burden. It's like saying, hey, every time I do something for my girl, that's a burden. No. What if it feels right that I'm doing something for her? What about the emotional part of it, right? Yeah.
at it from a logical perspective, you take on way too much risk because now you might lose that woman, and then on top of that, every kid that you build an attachment with. And here's the other part.
That's precisely illogical. When you build an attachment with a kid, you're getting something out of that. You miss that complete part. That's an illogical way of thinking, actually. You completely missed out the part that when you build a bond with a child, you actually build a bond with them. That means you're getting some kind of emotional kickback from that. Oh, we're just gonna call cap on? Just gonna cap on that? Yeah.
You have no legal rights to those children because they're not yours.
And I did it, so I know.
You did it. You married a single mom.
Yep.
How'd that work out?
Honestly speaking, like it was a cool relationship with me and her. Just that the other element of the kid being there. One, I was young. I didn't understand what it really was. And two, they tell you up front. Well, some women tell you, oh, you know what? Don't worry about the kid. I'm gonna take.
See, Walter grew up. I think he grew up in the Caribbean, so we can kind of still. I don't want to say it that way. That can be offensive, but there's that element of there's a balance that I'm getting out of him that's hard to get out of Myron because it's more westernized, right? He has a hard time lying. He's lied a few times and he got caught blatantly in the lies because he's terrible at lying, right? But you can see right there that he's more comfortable telling his truth, and I think it's better to do it that way. You can still point out things that young men can watch out for without lying. I don't think Myron is lying. I think he's honestly just a lame dude. A lame dude is not negative. I don't mean it that way. I mean it as he just doesn't know what he doesn't know. It is what it is, right?
Take care of him. It's not your responsibility. But over time, it's like, yo, you're gonna have to at some point chip in or be a part of it. So it's like, as a young guy coming up, if you're single with no kids, honestly speaking, your best strategy is to have a woman that has no kids as well, because that burden that's not your burden can be a lot to like deal with. So
and a single dad is not the same as a single mom. Like a single dad is attractive to other women. A single mom is, I mean, hey, she could be attractive, but don't take her seriously.
Is that true? Are you ladies attracted to single dads? Dad bod vibes?
Not for me.
No?
No.
Jenny?
I've been with a guy that has kids.
And is it attractive to you? Like when he's taking care of his kids
Of course.
and doing all that? Is that
It's
what
not
Myron's
that's
saying?
it.
That's why I
attracted
was
to
with
women.
him. It was
That's
not
it.
kids.
Love.
Okay.
Love, like be with
There it is.
who you love.
But she was attracted to him because he displayed social proof of having children and being able to provide a provision.
That's true, but that's not the only reason. He displays social proof that he's able to take care of people. That's true, but that's not the only reason. That's not the only reason. You know, the young lady said what she said, which is she was in love with the person. They had kids, right? The same thing happens on the other side. Stop the cap.
For them, she might not acknowledge that. But
All right,
No, that can definitely add value because you see how he treats a kid and you would want him to treat your kids like that.
but he asked you, were
course.
you attracted
You know?
to that, and you kind of like just.
I was attracted to him because of love. I
She said
didn't know
what
he
she
had kids when I
said.
met him.
The same thing.
Okay.
But of course, Myron has the need to be right. Of course.
Speed
So
round,
we
here we
built
go.
a connection and then he told me he has kids.
I'm sure you knew about the kids prior to you loving him.
No, Usually they build a connection, and then you find out they have kids. The same way it happens for men that fall in love with single mothers. You build a connection, and then you find out they have kids. Oh, but I like her. You like her. You like her. What's wrong with holding that? Oh, she has kids. She must be for the streets. That's shallow. That's shallow. Remember, I did not say it's not better to be with somebody that has no kids. What I'm saying is that it's not necessarily better. Okay? And you're not avoiding any risk either.
That's probably true.
Prior to me loving him?
But before you said
Fell
I
in
love
love.
you to him, you probably knew that he had children and had a former relationship with a woman.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So he was attractive, then therefore you were like, okay, I can build something with this guy, and then eventually it led to love. But you knew he had kids, which whether you want to admit it or not, subconsciously a man that has kids is more attractive because he's able to display, he's able to protect children. He's not weird, he's not psycho, etc. This is why men that have dogs are more attractive because they're able to care for a living creature, and he's not a psycho.
I will say that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's more attractive.
Yeah, that's bullshit. That's bullshit, dating coach bullshit, right? You take care of your dog, and that's attracted to women. Now, you're peacocking, okay? You're peacocking, and it will still work. You may attract a lot of women, you will still have a hard time retaining a woman, okay? You may be able to attract a lot of women, and the dog is cute and all that. It's bullshit. I could read all the way through that, okay?
Attractive or not as attractive, but there is an attraction there because you're seeing how he can foster kids, and you would hope that he can foster
but he
your
asked
kids
that, and
like
you said
that.
no.
Is having a hard time accepting that attraction is a key thing in all of this. We cap so much on seduction and attraction when it comes to this conversation that this is about attraction, seduction, romance. Yes, Hollywood movies, right? Fantasies. We cap so much. And that's why you keep failing in this relationship or getting busted for still being human like the rest of us.
I
No,
didn't
she
say
said
no.
yes.
I said love.
She said love. I will
And
say
he
that.
said, what were you attracted to him by that? Love attracted me. He attracted me. His kids added value to it. Does that make sense?
Speed round, guys.
No,
Let's keep
but
it moving.
we'll continue.
Okay.
You're the one
Even
that
if
needs
it
to
makes
leave.
sense, then Myron is not going to admit to that, you know.
Okay.
And it's quite obvious that he would never admit to anything like that. Like, he would never admit to that. It's obvious.
I will say that I frequently, consistently borrow some of my best friend's kids and just take them out in the town and just pick up ladies with the kids. Uncle Adam in the house.
Just get a dog, boy. Just get a dog.
Or a dog, yeah.
Dogs are.
Just get a dog. He said he would see that's actually a better game. He'll pick up his friend's kids or sister's kids or something like that. Get a dog. Don't you have to take care of that dog? Yeah, don't you have to clean dog poop and stuff? Walk the dog? Yeah. Cap.
They're very high maintenance. All right, last few. If you forget, we were playing a speed round, ladies and gentlemen. We just went off the Richter scale. Harry and Meghan. I'm talking about Prince, and Harry, and the woman that he married, Meghan Markle.
He fell in love.
Finesse.
The whole prince.
Finesse.
He got finessed.
Hell yeah.
What?
Stupid.
Stupid.
Shouldn't have done it.
What would you have done if you're a full-on
Bullshit.
prince?
Now, let me say, I wouldn't have done it. Okay? Let me just say that. But again, he's different. He's a different man. It doesn't mean it's less of a man, all right? He fell in love like many of your most machoed, masculine, quote-unquote, man out here. And after all, he's high valued. I mean, you're going to be more high valued than Prince Harry, right? No, I wouldn't call that stupid. I don't think she finessed him either. Finesse sound like she's deliberately just went there to finesse him. And this is a problem that a lot of people have in a relationship. They think when their woman is acting emotionally, just like a regular human being, she's finessing or she's out to get me. When you think of things of she's just out to get you, you naturally will fight back, you attack back, you defend yourself, you feel attacked, you attack back. And that's one of the problems that people have, just forgetting that people are humans and sometimes they get caught up in their own feelings, you know?
Of England, what would you do? Just
That's tough, bro. I mean, in that position, bro, it's a lot of responsibility, and you like who you like. However, for the lineage and for my dynasty, bro,
He said, who you like is who you like. See, Myron would never mistakenly say something like that. According to Myron, that would be a blue pill talk.
that's a dub, bro.
Yeah, that's an L. Big L.
no interest in that. All right, last few.
a
Justin
dub?
Timberlake and Jessica
Loss.
L, a dub, yeah, L. Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel just got divorced. Does this do anything for you guys?
Heartbreaking.
I'm a big Justin Timberlake fan.
Me
Is
too.
anything?
And she's such a great woman.
Once again,
Cry Me a
not
River,
surprised.
nothing?
once
Not
again,
surprised.
things can be good up front. Things might
Why?
go
She
bad
wasn't a
later on,
stripper?
That's a
and then
fact.
it's bad.
I mean, yeah, not surprising.
That's why vetting that's why the whole idea of vetting as the absolute is stupid. Okay, vetting is cute, but people evolve and people change, and if you're not equipped to learn how to respond accordingly, properly, with skill or skillfully, you will end up in the same predicament. It doesn't matter if she was a 304 or not. Every woman will change or evolve at some point. Are you prepared to be able to handle what those evolution are? You will evolve. You will change. You're not gonna be stagnant. At least if you expect some level of growth. How you are when you're 25 is not how you're gonna be at 37. How you are at 35 is not how you're gonna be at 47, right?
I mean, this is so
Okay.
They're
common
both super high earning. She was not a hoe, so why are you not surprised? Like,
because
She wasn't a hoe.
who initiated that divorce?
She wasn't a
Guaranteed it's probably her.
304.
Do we know?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll have my my researcher find.
It doesn't matter who initiated divorce. It's about what happened before somebody initiated the divorce. That talking point really is such a failed. It tells me so much about you when you say that 80% of divorce are initiated by women. That is a fact, but that doesn't tell us anything. It doesn't tell us where the marriage started to fail. Like at the point where people are in, like for example, the Kanye and the Kim Kardashian situation. He actually filed for divorce first and then pulled it before she filed again, right?
Find out. Last few.
Okay.
Justin Bieber and Haley Baldwin. Thoughts on their relationship?
she made him better.
I don't know enough to.
They seem good.
I'll say once again, Teen Love. I mean,
Teen Love. That I agree with on that one.
Wait, are they married?
Yeah.
yeah,
How old is he? Isn't he like?
He's got to be like
Teen Love.
27, I would have
No.
guessed.
he's old. He's
He's
older.
like
me.
20. No, he's like 28.
Eric, can I get a
28.
Justin Bieber age right quick?
Justin Bieber age. Yeah, I think I should pull that myself too. Justin Bieber. How old is Justin Bieber? I think he should be about 28, 27. All right. He's 27. That's a grown man. He's ripe enough to marry. I got married at the age of 27.
I think we're the same age.
Baby,
Eric on
baby,
me.
In today's,
oh my.
I say all the time,
Oh, Walter is so blue-pilled with that song.
today's day and age, you shouldn't be getting married until you're at least 35.
That was my
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That doesn't factor in how old you're gonna get when you're raising a 20-year-old or 25 years old. It doesn't factor that in. It doesn't factor how you're gonna feel when you're older. It only factor how you feel as a young man who maybe have been rejected, right? That's all it tells me. It only tells me that you read one or two red pill books. Okay, a 27-year-old man is a full blown man that can marry, but should be open to learning more. Listen, it doesn't matter if you marry at 35, 45, 55. You still have to start from scratch and learn how long-term relationships work. Because you don't know what you don't know. You're only delaying your suffering. That's all you're doing by doing that. You're only delaying it, right? So 27-year-old is that's a grown man. That's a grown man, okay? Is he gonna make mistakes? Yes, the same mistake that a person who is 37 years old is getting married, the same mistake they will make, actually worse, because now they're stuck in their ways. That's the mistake they're gonna make. So I hear this advice all over the place, and I think it's terrible advice. Personally, I think it's terrible advice that people have to wait until 35. The only reason why I don't argue too much about these guys, the people that follow it are also like around 35, 42 before they get married anyway, because they typically lack the game, you know. So I don't argue too much with it. But if you're 27 and you find someone that you feel is a fit, you're a grown man. And you're not going to eliminate all the lessons you're going to learn. You're not going to answer all the questions right now. You will learn in the process. You will learn some things, but the majority of the lessons you're going to learn about long-term relationship and the growth that you're going to experience as a man is inside of that relationship, not outside of it. I don't care what kind of textbook you read. I don't care how many textbooks you read. Experience undefeated remains the best teacher.
My next question
As a
for you.
man.
As a man, what age
What
should
about
you
women?
consider getting married?
So I have this is my thing that I tell guys. I
27
think 35 years old.
27, I hit it.
Yep.
35 years old, had slept with at least 50 women, 100K per year. You're in shape, and you got 6 months to 1 year of savings.
All right, done. I got to get married. I've done all that.
Yeah. There's so many, just like this gentleman just said, there's so many people with those things and they're still having a hard time finding a woman. They may be attracting a lot of girls. They may be lying around town that they've slept with 1,000 people. But yet they want that one person. Everyone. Every single person that's loud about this. Not everyone, okay? There are people that are okay with being single. But everyone that's loud about this, they will really like that one. They have the 190s, okay? Let's be frank, okay? They're actually worse than some of us that have been married, okay?
That's easy.
You're in a position to do it now.
Light work right there for me.
Do you have
Byron.
requirements for women?
Yes.
Yeah, what's that?
Oh, we got more time. I don't want to.
Jenny, do we have
Yeah,
more time?
This last question.
Go ahead.
I really gotta go.
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of things, but if I'm gonna just sum it up, the most important thing is compliance, and from there everything can build. That's the foundations.
Compliance?
That's the foundation. Yeah.
What does that mean? Compliance as in like you're just willing to do whatever.
Following the rules.
Following my lead, because I always say a man in lead is gonna lead that relationship to success if he knows what he's doing, versus a woman in leadership.
Oh, he said something that's right. That's the second thing he will say that is right. Yeah, if he knows what he's doing. That's so true. If he knows what he's doing, right?
Bro, she gonna lead all right to the end of the relationship.
Everyone has their roles to play.
You happy? Like you're a happy guy.
Oh, see what Walter just said? I'm sure Walter will be considered so blue-pilled. He said everyone has a role to play. Myron would never find himself saying that. But that's the truth. Everyone, I mean, if you're a man, one of your job as a man is to identify and acknowledge that everyone has a role to play. And don't compete with your woman. It doesn't work like that, As far as Myron is concerned, what I could hear is that, I could be wrong. What I could hear him saying is that, lead, and that's the absolute. And lead means just shut up, and I lead. Well, that's not how it works in successful long-term relationships or marriages.
No, I'm actually very hurt. Very, very hurt.
That's all. Let's hug it out after the show. All right.
At least he knows how to laugh and banter. At least he knows that that's actually part of the game. Women are attracted to that. So if he builds on that strength, I think he'll be fine. I think Myron will be fine. He's a man of status right now too. So I think he'll be fine.
Listen, I had a few more, but we can wait. We can save those for next time.
I think he's going to mislead a lot of his followers because they're not going to be a man of status like him. Most of them.
Yeah. I know we got to go. Here, listen, no matter what you think about these guys, love them, hate them, they're doing their thing. So respect to you guys for being here.
Thanks, man.
Taking fire. You got a lot of supporters out there. Certainly some haters, but if you don't have haters, you ain't doing something right.
Absolutely.
So respect to you guys. You're definitely bringing value on the internet.
I agree with him.
Let you guys give some final.
I agree with him. Shout out to Fresh and Fit. Honestly, shout out to them. They've built something that most human beings will never build, and they're the gift that keeps giving.
No thoughts before I wrap this thing up. Go ahead.
Hey, this is a cool discussion, man. More intimate, more cool. You guys are awesome as well, and thanks for coming last night. And thanks for having us on, Adam.
Yeah, it was fun, man. I mean,
and follow us on YouTube as well, Fresh and Fit.
Yeah.
Instagram, Fresh Prince CEO.
We'll put the link below. Go ahead, give the shout out to you. Fresh and Fit on
YouTube, Instagram, and
yeah. Check us out on YouTube, guys. Fresh and Fit, and thanks for having us.
Of course, brother. Amber, Jenny, final thoughts.
I think you're both very educated and very well spoken, and I think that you do add a lot of value, and you are motivating men to be better in a lot of ways, and I think that's very powerful.
But?
No, but.
Oh, damn. I was ready for the who hurt you.
This
assumptions.
Definitely was easier to have a conversation with
Gentlemen,
you, and I did think that you
slow down with the
respect
assumptions
and listen, even if you present different arguments. And I think hold on to that as long as you can. I do think that the nature of your show of like bringing up the comments and roasting women, it does put them in a little bit of a vulnerable position.
But it's a show. It's a show. Like we really have to leave that alone.
And I know you get money, a lot of money from that, but it's
of course. What do you expect? That they won't get money?
hard. It's very vulnerable as a woman going on that show and just knowing that you're going to get hate for whatever you say, and then you guys profiting off of it.
Well, the same thing will happen on a TV show, on a traditional TV show. You will, in fact, it's worse. They will cut your words into pieces and make you look a certain way. You see that on reality TV show all the time. It is what it is. Actually, theirs is actually better in the sense of they're live and it's like real time and you're watching it as it's going, right? In reality TV show, they will chop it up and make you look stupid.
That made me a little uncomfortable.
Not necessarily true. We bring on a lot of girls that have been on the show multiple times and the people actually love them. It's just when girls say, make nonsensical Bin Laden thingy and sent in a super chat saying that's my uncle or whatever. So it's like we get roasted too. It's just that, you know, when women come on the show and they say, for lack of a better term, stupid things, the chat's going to roast them because a lot of times they argue with emotion and not logic and facts.
And thank God we have both. I think the world goes around on emotion and logic.
That's
we
a
have
fact.
art and we have money, and that's what makes our culture beautiful. And
I hate when women correct men like this. Not because I hate the women. I hate that we have to be in that position where women are saying more of accurate stuff than men. I don't like it personally. I think men, we need to step it up. The world does go around, just move around, and that's how life works. And for as long as you continue to discount emotions and feelings, you will continue to suffer with interpersonal relationships.
I just wish you like put a little bit more emphasis on the good energy and being good people and putting out creative work and not just gains and status and all that.
I mean, we're happy, man. We're living life.
They're doing their thing. All right, Jenny, your final thoughts, and then we'll sign this thing out.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your insight. I would definitely, in another time, like love to sit down and pick your brain and know where that psychological aspect comes from, because it's a great.
She's saying, what hurt you?
It's a perspective,
It's
and
a
you
good
own
tool.
it. And I think it's great that you own your thoughts, to be honest, because a lot of people don't live their truth. So I think that's something that I admire about you guys, that you're like living.
Myron would never say that to anybody. And it's, again, a woman saying what's actually much more closer to accuracy, which is allow people to be people, right? Let them be people. You're not going to be able to control people. The only thing you can do is influence them. That's it, you know?
In your truth and owning who you are, and that's a really powerful statement. So yeah,
I don't think there's any your truth. I just think there's one objective truth, and I think that's something else that's kind of an issue in the like, you know, today's modern days. Oh, it's my truth, my truth.
Cap.
No, the truth
Cap.
is objective. Your appreciation of the truth.
Cap. I talk a lot about this. The truth is not objective. The truth is your version of truth. It's a function of everything you've learned up till now. The truth is a lot more than this moment in time. The truth can only be caught with time. That's it. The only thing that will catch truth is time, your results, what you showcase, not your mouth. Your mouth can run all day long and call it truth or objective truth is bullshit. Cap.
However, is relative. And I think we sit here and try to say everyone's truth is valid, and that's ridiculous because
No, I didn't say it's valid. Everyone's version of truth is different, valid or not. Now, if you invalidate people's truth, they're going to resent you. That is social skills. And you should learn how to navigate that. It doesn't mean you have to change your own truth, but you should learn as a man, learn how to navigate that. Okay, and stop pushing your own idea of truth down people's throats. Not Myron, you.
some people are stupid. So their truth is irrelevant. That's their perception, but that's not necessarily the truth.
But what is the truth?
That's their perception. That's not necessarily the truth. That's semantics. Okay, they will come back and claim that that's the truth. All right, they will come back and claim that's the truth, and they may actually authentically believe that's the truth. Okay.
The truth is objective. There's one truth.
What is
and
that
whether
one
and
truth?
whether you want to appreciate it or not is up to you. But I think a lot of people don't appreciate the truth and they get mad, which is why we have cancel culture, etc. And we acknowledge these.
And how do you say there's one truth about what? Truth about what? There's only one truth about what? Just absolute? Are we talking absolutes again? I mean, that would depend on what we're talking about, right? Oh. And when you're saying that, do you mean your truth is the truth? You're actually right that there's truth, eh? You know, I don't like to make you wrong. You're right that there's only one truth. The question is that, is your version of the truth the actual truth?
And people don't like it, but you know, we bring up these topics.
Even science don't say that.
And
Right, but
And
so
we're-
you're
hold
saying
on,
how you
Jenny.
think is the one truth?
Exactly.
well, here's the thing. I'm pretty close. a lot of the things we talk about
I'm
are
always just pretty
Oh, he's close. At least he said something that's the truth.
close.
yeah. I'm like a lot of the things we talk about. We're pretty much dead center as far as like, because here's the thing.
So every man should have multiple women.
If they're in a position where they can do it and have the status and resources and want to do it, they should be able to do it. Yeah.
All right, with that being,
I mean, the key word is should. They don't have the balls, including the Myron and Walter. They don't have the balls to do it. That's the problem. It's just basically running their mouth online, especially when they live in the Western world. They all want to fall in love. They all have the one IDs. Hence, why they're in the manosphere world. Let's call it the buck, right?
said, we're going to wrap this up here. And I think this was a very healthy discussion, debate. I think some emotions came out there. I think some logic was being used. There were certain things that the ladies agreed with the men. There were certain things that the men
No, they didn't agree with anything we said.
Maybe not. But I do like that you guys kind of got the yin-yang thing going on. Not like the yin-yang twins, but like the good cop, bad cop thing going on. But respect to you guys for being in here. I think this was overall a very productive conversation. I'd like everyone to dap up and just...
They do complement each other very well. They do complement each other very well. And I think they will go to even higher and higher places if Walter continues to balance out like that. Like he showed the blue pill thing a little bit, which means be human, okay? Let's stop the cop. Let him stay in his square and, you know, Walter, move around a little bit. Say things like, you know, you like what you like, you know. Yes, you're open. Like, say things more like that. And you'll find that people can relate, and then maybe you can find some kind of balance there. But I like Fresher Fit, actually. I do.